Alright guys, sorry about that. I had to grab a phone call. I have a Audi coming in. Anyway, we're in the back seat. We're in the back seat, so everything functional back here. We have heated and vented in the back, which is super cool. Don't see that all too often. Now you can lightly hear the fan for the vented seats kick on. It's kind of hard to hear. So as far as like, well, how do I know they're working? So the Porsche, the vented and the heated seats, if they're not working, the light does not illuminate. And you can ask me how I know on that one, because I've been down the road of fixing those. So the back seats look, I mean, how do you say 2013 is perfect? But there's nothing to mention cosmetically in the back. And in some of those pictures, I was attempting to point out that the headliner is nice and tight. Where it starts is in the back, right there and right there. That's where it starts. And in the front, by the A-pillars. That's the places you have to look. Unless it's like just completely sagging, then you're like, okay, obviously. So things to demonstrate on the passenger side, I mean, basically just the seat. We don't really have issues with the seats. Well, the functionality, the motors and whatnot, they're pretty reliable. I don't think I've ever had to fix a Panamera seat, ever. You know, I've never used the cup holder. It's probably fine. They don't. Yeah. I guess they're really not used that often, so they don't really break. So the leather dash is nice and tight. Now, unfortunately, I'm not able, since I've had it, I've not been able to garage it. But I always keep a sunshade in the dash to protect the leather dash from shrinking. I've actually done those. I've had them recovered. Taking them out is not terrible. I've done a lot worse things. All right, so all we have left is basically to go through the driver's side. Same thing with the seat. Really don't have issues with these as far as, you know, things working and whatnot. So the front seats, very, very minor wear on the driver bolster. I mean, as expected, but nothing else. I guess I have discovered from driving the car, there's one crack in the 12 o'clock in the carbon fiber right here. Unfortunately, that's like something that happens with the Porsche carbon fiber. It's pretty annoying, but I'll tell you what, I would much rather have the carbon fiber interior than a wood interior. That's one of the things that stuck out to this on me. I mean, the wood is okay, don't get me wrong. I sell the wood, but I would prefer the carbon fiber. I guess that's a good way to put it. All right, let's go through the locks real quick. I know I'm probably losing folks. Locks work. Windows, of course, work. No real issues with windows in these cars. They're pretty good. Not something I fix often. Mirrors. I don't think I've ever done a regulator in a Panamera. Ever. Power fold mirrors. Not really something that you have to worry about fixing on these. Okay, the trunk. I guess I gotta close the trunk. can see the cargo covers in place. It's always nice to have that back there. They go missing sometimes. All right, so our gauges, everything is good. We're obviously at temperature. We've been sitting here at idle for almost 30 minutes. So most of y'all probably know this. This display is customizable. You can put a lot of different information in there via this little menu here. Display. So this is just what I have. I have my miles to 0 at the top, time and temp at the bottom, and I went with boost pressure, coolant temp, the important ones, just so I guess just the way I was raised. You always keep your eye on your coolant and oil and all that good stuff. So, but you can change it. I mean, lots of options. You do have the analog gauges, coolant, and then oil temp and oil pressure over there. But it's out of habit. That's just where I put the display on every one of these I get. So, all right. Turn signals, wipers, horn, TPMS, everything's functional. I always need display on the vehicle menu. I guess we all have our little idiosyncrasies. Sport chrono clock. Good thing to note is the hands on these smaller clock inlaid have not fallen off. That's also a common annoying little thing with these. And the Cayennes also. Okay, we got cruise. All right, we did our wipers, PCM. You can go in here and do your, your Burmeister. It's just where I have it. Your bass, treble, all that good stuff. All right. Climate, heat, AC. Don't have a lot of issues in these cars. Pretty straightforward. Driver's air distribution, passenger air distribution. Interesting Porsche thing. I mean, it's becoming more standard now. But so the passenger, I mean, it's kind of a joke. My wife and I, we joked that the Porsche saved our marriage. I mean, not really, but I like air on my feet, right? She does not. So in a Porsche, that is possible. Some vehicles, not so much. So it's like dual climate control, but a little bit more like customizable, if that makes sense. All right, heated, vented, check. Again, if they didn't work, they wouldn't light up. You can kind of hear the fan for the vented seats. All right, so Sport Plus. I usually drive in Sport. Sport Plus is a little herky-jerky for me, but it's fun. It'll get you moving. So the suspension settings, we went through that. I always drive in Sport Plus. Again, it can be a little, I don't want to say, it's not rough. It's just tighter. So if you're not into that, you could do, just comfort or sport. There's lots of like options for you to get the car the way that you like it. So this is to raise the whole vehicle up. You can turn off PSM, traction, whatever you want to call it. So that spoiler, we're going to put it down. There it goes. So this is a PSE car, the sport exhaust, but with the rear mufflers gone, I don't know that it does anything, because when I engage the button, the tone stays the same. So I think with the rear mufflers gone, it's a moot point. But I could be wrong. So there's the PSE. You can turn it off, you can turn it on, you can do whatever you want. So this is a stupid thing that, it shuts off at red lights. But when you put it in Porsche or Sport, it disables the auto off. So, and up here you can turn off your park assist. You have all your various light settings. You have your home link settings, sunroof. Again, not something these cars really have issues with. Sunshade. And again, we're looking at the headliner, demonstrating that it's not falling down right here. All right, last thing, and I'll be done. Our park assist. So there's a wall up here. We're gonna nose up to it. All right, so there's our park assist in the front. It's saying, "Oh my God, you're really close." All right, now we're gonna go back. So this is not a reverse camera car. You got beepers. All right, let's not get too close to this wall. This always makes me nervous. Okay, good enough for me. So there's a wall back there. We're getting close to it. You can kind of get an idea. You can see it there. All right, guys, that'll do it for my annoyingly long videos. I hope they help somebody. And she will be parked until the auction ends, because I don't drive them once we kick off. And like I always say, if you have any questions, just let me know. And thanks for watching.